We're all set for game two. And immediate runs, and it's going to be a boundary through the offside. Fraser McGurk throws his hands at it. Was at a catchable height, but no gully or backward point really in place. The man's quite square there. Least get point. Nicely played, a hand on it from cover point. I think that's Michael Jones there, but doesn't get enough of it to cut off the boundary. That's how hard Fraser McGurk's hit it. Bowls him straight through. Hero one day, and it's literally zero the next for Travis Head. It's a little nip backer.
Brad Curry, if anyone is going to be able to get that ball moving, it's him straight through. You don't see that happen to Travis Head very often. He knows it too. That is a huge...
This is carved away, going to be carved away for four. Intentionally hit into the air down towards the hospitality tent to our right, and that'll give...
To do the same.
Good stroke. Takes the aerial route again. Going to get four. Hits it into funny areas, Fraser McGurk. Yeah, this has gone a long, long way up. Has he got enough of it? He doesn't think so. Long on, nestles underneath it. It's sold again. And somehow he hangs on.
Very Scottish breath was inhaled then in this stadium. And he had to juggle it. Boy, oh boy. That was close. Curry thought he might be the key man.
Good stroke. Gets it through the covers and will get four. Just giving himself a bit of room outside leg stump. He breaks the pressure that was building on him. 3 consecutive dots. And now it's a first boundary for Cameron Green. No ball called. This looks like a front foot no ball to me, which for someone at McMullen's pace. Free hit. It's another no ball. Brandon McMullen cannot believe it. He's got his hands on his hips. Well, remarkable innovation. It is off a free hit, so you don't have the risk of losing your stumps. So we'll pick up a couple of runs. And that's an outstanding stroke. And it's going to go all the way. Immediate innovation from Inglis, who just scoops it over his shoulder, gets into position early. It was a back of a length delivery from Brad Wales.
Yeah, just helped it on its way, really. Quickly moved the feet, whipped the ball over his shoulder. A changing ball.
Really well struck. He gets it in front to square and will get good reward too. It's gone all the way.
It's in place. And the problem is that's a shorter ball, but when it's not swinging for wheel, and it doesn't have the express pace of a Chris Soule, Australian's just able to.
Nice off drive and beats the dive of the man at mid-off. Might have got something on it, but didn't get enough. It's George.
And that one's just caressed all the way. There you go, sir. Do your job. Don't spill your beer. Mark Watt's not happy about it. The arm out there now.
Yeah, stroked nicely down the ground there by Green. I mean, as a bit of a misfield long off, and that will not make Mark Watt any happier.
More innovation, and that is beautifully played. Inglis is on fire today. He's taken over the Travis Head role.
It's a great effect. We saw him doing against McMullen in Malone's last over and didn't quite time it, but the extra pace of wheel and with third man up in the circle, he was very comfortable to know even a quarter of the bat was going to get an reward.
The law around that, wasting time. Leans back, cracks that one well into the crowd. Watch out if you're out there, because that is a smoking from Inglis.
Yeah, and that brings up Inglis's 50, and fine style. He has played all around the ground today. Get the stumps, trusts his hands, and with these short grains boundaries, it was just a nice swing of the bat, and that's 50 for Inglis on only 20 deliveries.
And he just goes with a spin just over the head and into the crowd. So Cameron Green getting in on the action now.
Nice, simple, stable base, swing of the bat. Greaves thought he was in there for a second and just over the top of McMullen at long.
Short, carved away. If it's a bouncer, it's got to be good. And oh dear.
So he's gone into the pitch there, but I think actually he's rolled his fingers over it. We've already talked about his express pace here, Sol, and what he brings to the team, but
well, he carves that one away, and that's going to be a one bounce four. So Curry getting a little bit of treatment now, coming back into the attack and not getting as much assistance. That's gone straight up. This should be out. It's in the air for an age, and it's taken. Brad Curry does strike again. It is his day here in Edinburgh.
He's in the Australian innings, so here we go, bringing the left-hander back in. Couple of wide ones, couple of loose to start with, but as soon as he finds that line, Cameron Green hasn't really ever got going. He's only really ever hit that one big six we saw over long.
He goes down the track this time. It's going to be a test for Jones and that shoulder. He won't have to test it because the shot is too good. This time just playing across the line, splitting the fielders in the outfield, and that's in the hospitality tent. I think he has spilled his beer.
7 overs left. As Greaves comes back in, drags one down, and he's pumped. Well, a long way. Not the length you want to bowl to Inglis, who's been so quick at picking up that.
For the bowlers having to be ready to come on and know that what they're going to deliver. As we see once again, Inglis go bang there, and I think for me there's not been enough consistency in lines and lengths.
In Australia, tossed up, they're pumped down the ground, long on is there, but it's going to go well to his left, and it's going to be 6 more, the second maximum of the over. Australia taking a liking to the wrist spin of Chris Greaves.
Full Mark Stoyce getting into early innings, but he's not going to miss that on the half volley. Just in you can then go out and play your game. That is brilliant footwork there from Inglis. Inglis today has been the only batter who's really ever got on top of this surface, on top of this pitch. And we once again recognising length quickly, recognising a slightly fuller length from what, using his feet, getting leg side of the ball. Curry comes in again.
He's picked up into the leg side. Has he got enough of this is the question. Oh yes he has. Munsey was perfectly placed underneath it in terms of the line of it, but it's gone soaring over his head.
Stumps, and then that got his rewards there. We've seen the back of Green, but this time, although he's hit the stumps a little bit too full, too easy from that length for a man of the talent and the eye and being as in his ears in English to pick it up and flick it away.
Tries to repeat the dose, and he's going to get to a second T20I 100 in the grandest of styles. It comes from just 43 deliveries. What an innings we've witnessed. The talk the other day may have been about Travis Head, but with a 7-6 today, it's all about Josh Inglis. It's come at a strike rate of over 230, 7 4s, 7 6s.
We should be here.
And that is going to be great reward for Chris Soule. He's deserved every single bit of that. It's been an outstanding 3 overs for me. It should have been 4. And he points to the sky, back from injury. And he's bringing the Scottish fans into voice. Take nothing away from the innings. Won't be a bad effort. But Tim David is going to pongo this one all the way. Big hits into the leg side. He's a giant of a man. His father has flown in from Perth in Western Australia to be here.
Take pace off and go higher than that. Anything around waist height on this pitch. And the pace wheels bowling, that is free pickings for someone like Tim David. We saw Brad Curry go either real.
David is going to go bang, bang, boom, boom. Oh, that's monstrous, maybe. The biggest of the 2 matches so far. A giant from a giant of man.
These days, 1 ball to get in goes bang again. The sound of the bat these days, Lenny, it's ridiculous.
Again, you look at him in his setup, he's clearly a bottom hand, like really important. It's going to be 4 more. Just helped around the corner. Kenny Crichton, the team manager there. Not sure how he's got the shorts on. Big swing and a miss, and they won't even attempt to scan for the bye, and a cheer from the Scottish crowd. It's, well, 16 from the final over, not ideal. Maybe 4 or 5 critical overs in there. It didn't go Scotland's way, but against the class. he's gone at less than a run a ball, which on a ground like this, immediately into the surface. Mel, you'd imagine that Australia will have watched that first innings closely, and we're not going to see too much full, are we? And that's what Munsey does immediately. Hammers that all the way. It was full in length, and I'm not sure that's where you want to bowl on this surface. And Munsey, just with a flick of the wrist, powers it all the way for 6.
In this case, he uses them, but also uses the pace of the ball. That went miles. Huge stroke from Munsey.
Another flick of the wrist from Munsey. The way he hits it, you don't even need to run. It's 2 maximums in the first 4 balls of the chase.
He knows, making sure the supporters are. They love that. That's really G'd them up. He makes it.
Now through the offside, it's going to be a couple of bounces and skipping away off the surface for 4 more.
Around them.
Now this is a top edge. It's the keeper who runs a long way to go for it, and he will hold on. That's an excellent piece of communication. Adam Zampa, thanks Joss Inglis, everything has gone his way today, hasn't it, the Centurion? And Jones.
A good start. On this occasion, he may have just bounced a little bit more than he expected. Gets the top edge.
Bartlett's going to continue now. This could be the end of Munsey, it will be. Brilliant bowling, banged into the surface, and it's right off the toe end of the...
This is a huge blow on him quickly, and after sticking in the surface, Marsh makes no mistake with that. He's just clothed it in.
What a stroke this is. That's gone 50, 60 yards in front of square. It's a front foot pull stroke for 6. Banged in by Hardy and banged into the stands by McMullen.
A shot on the front foot, takes a couple of steps down and just picks up. That go, has happened.
Glorious, absolutely glorious. Pulled for 6 and now driven straight down the ground for 4. Not overly full either. Driven, if anything, a little bit on the up, and McMullen starts to get into his work. Down the track and slapped really down the ground, and because mid-off and mid-on are up in the circle, as soon as you get it past either of them, you're going to get 4. And finally, Berrington finds a way to almost... Just after hitting a boundary, he's going to perish. Pops it up again, banged into the surface.
And he just couldn't get going. That one's onto him a bit quickly. Higher on the bat, just got under it. Gets underneath that one. Has it got the legs? It certainly has. Welcome Sean Abbott to the game. 6 runs.
The speed of hands to pick up the length, here's a signature shot of his, and that's another 6 for Scotland.
Goes across the line, and that'll be 4. 4 to finish, so McMullen turning it into a decent over. But he's gone. He's outfoxed by Zampa, going for the sweep. And the pressure on Scotland increases now with the departure of Charlie Tear. Please coming to the crease. The departure of Charlie Tear. Hard to tell there with the umpire in the road. Our cameras and Green back in. Wow, that is monstrous. That's almost back in the pavilion. What a shot!
Overs of 20 plus, the big overs, and it's being able to, as we look at that 6 again, absolutely sublime, but it's being able to run rates.
Mentioned before, Michael Lease, he only bats one way. Down the track to Adam Zampa, and that is 6 more. This is some show, and don't the crowd love it?
Or
Oh, I'm sure it's all very friendly. Here is another look at that mighty Mo. Well done, well taken, sir. You get a prize.
it just makes the over so much easier to manage. As we see, good running, strong on from the deep, but these two, we know they run well between the wickets, but it just makes the easier so much. 50 comes up from Brandon McMullen, 51 off 38 balls, building on the excellent innings we saw him against Australia in St. Lucia back in the World Cup. This is a team he's coming to enjoy, coming to love. And
that is a fine stroke again, and it's 4 more. The fans are getting to do a bit of fielding today. Oh, some innovation now. He's playing it everywhere. What a knock this is from Brandon McMullen. Oh, down the track, but Tim David is out there, and he takes a brilliant running catch. Outstanding work at full pace by Tim David.
Looking to paddle there. Trademark down the pitch to extend his arms just because it's low on the bat. An excellent catch from Tim David. Makes it look very easy, but he had to cover.
Slower ball. Now, has Leask picked this? He might have, but he's picked out the man. Fraser McGurk at deep mid-wicket, who takes a good catch. Just couldn't quite get the strike, could he? Leask, and another one falls.
We can see there, he gets low, but he's almost reaching for it from wide on the offside, trying to drag it leg sides. Nice take by Fraser McGurk, but once again, Scotland.
Ramped around the corner. One of the funny areas that Reeves likes to hit is over his shoulder. He will get 4 and a punch of the gloves with Mark Watt to smile on his face. 14 bowled, 115 for 6. Bowls in. Well, he's unlucky, isn't he, Mark Watt? It's come off maybe an inside edge and the thigh pad. He can't believe it. Couldn't quite believe it, could he, Mark Watt? Crushed by Australians' brilliance. And that's going to be 2 and 2. Top of off is hit. The best place to hit as any bowler, quick or slow, and that was express pace. Soul had a big heave-ho at it, and he loses his off stump.
Needed Cameron Green, good line, good length, top of off. That's you like to see. Any fast bowler will enjoy it. Chris Soul, little shimmy at the hit.
Stoinis looks for a 3rd wicket, and he should get it. He's been so canny, he's been so effective, and Brad Wheel, well, he's
looking to go deep in the crease and target the leg side. When you get to the back end of these innings and you know that these tail ends have to go holding that hard, really kicked offwards.
That's going to be that. Chris Greaves can only pick out the man at fine leg, and it's a remarkable collapse from Scotland. As Greaves looked to go to an area that he liked, but all he could do was pick out fine leg, and a few Australian fans in the crowd, they were outnumbered, but ultimately there's far